This mother accused of killing her own child just outside of Las Vegas is now in custody following a nationwide search. Thank you for joining us here at 4 o'clock. I'm Kirsten Joyce.
And I'm Christian Caceres. Well, this is a story many of you have been following for nearly 2 weeks now after the body of 7-year-old Liam Houston was found.
The I-Team's Vanessa Murphy joining us in studio with more on the mother's arrest this morning out of Denver. Vanessa.
Yeah, detectives are now interviewing Samantha Moreno Rodriguez. As you mentioned, she's accused of killing her own child. Police say they believe she took his life here in the Las Vegas area, but this case spans at least 3 states, Nevada, Colorado, and California. This is the mugshot for Moreno Rodriguez. The 35-year-old was taken into custody at this hotel in Denver. An arrest warrant was issued Monday after the remains of her son, 7-year-old Liam Houston, were identified. That process took about 10 days, and in the meantime, on June 1st, police say Liam's father, who lived with the mother and child, reached out to the San Jose police with concerns he hadn't seen them, but he was hesitant and didn't want to get the mother in trouble. Lieutenant Ray Spencer described sort of a Dear John message the father received on May 24th, and he says there was no indication the mother would harm the child.
She specifically tells him, quote, "I'm sorry I had to do it like this." She also goes on to say that I'm going to try to get a house for Liam and I, and that we can talk about this in the future. There was nothing suspicious in that message that would lead the father to believe that Liam or Samantha were involved in any kind of foul play or that there was any harm potentially to come.
The body of Liam Houston was discovered near a hiking trail in the Las Vegas area on May 28th. Again, the father reached out to San Jose police on June 1st. Then on June 4th, a friend of Moreno Rodriguez reached out to the San Jose police, pointing out that the sketch released from police in Las Vegas resembled Liam. The identification process was fast-tracked, and investigators say that's how this case was solved. Samantha Moreno Rodriguez is expected to be extradited to Las Vegas. I asked police whether they believe Liam was the victim of long-term abuse. Lieutenant Ray Spencer says there's no indication of that, and now detectives are working to try to find a possible motive. They have also not released how Liam was killed.
Thank you, Vanessa. We continue with team coverage starting from the very beginning. That takes us to California's Bay Area. Police believe Moreno Rodriguez left her home in San Jose with her son back on May 24th. Reporter Rob Flatterboy joining us live now with the very latest from there. Hi, Rob.
That's right, Kirsten. San Jose police shared a few new details about the case today. As we just heard, they say the first wind they got of this case was when the boy's father notified them by phone back on June 1st. Now, keep in mind, this is 2 days after Liam's body was discovered. He calls police to report that he is concerned that his partner and their son are missing, and he can't understand why. But again, he says he does not suspect any foul play. He does not believe there's any sort of criminal intent here, so he doesn't want to take it any further than a missing persons case at that point. Well, the real break in the case comes a couple of days later after police in Vegas release a sketch of Liam, that another relative comes forward with some information that helps them make the connection between the body that was found on the trail and the young boy missing here in San Jose. More on that now from San Jose Police Sergeant Christian Camarillo.
A friend of the family comes here to the police department and makes us aware of this sketch in Las Vegas. She thinks that sketch looks like Liam. Immediately, we connect that information with the information we had from June 1st and contacted Las Vegas Metro. That got the ball rolling. One of their detectives came here to San Jose, retrieved an item with some DNA, and they were able to make the match with Liam in Las Vegas.
Police here in San Jose, as well as in Las Vegas, I believe, say that the father so far is not considered a suspect in this case. They did say, though, that based on that message that the father was left by Samantha, that there may possibly have been some marital discord going on, but they did also say that the father is cooperating fully with the case. So still a lot of moving parts here and a lot left to learn, but that is the latest here in San Jose. Kirsten, back to you.
Thank you so much, Rob. We greatly appreciate that clarification.